So wait on my clothes. Mommy's gonna get us those boxes like she had where she put all her clothes in, and we just put them in the closet.
Oh, he said he'll be here right at 7. Mr. Hill, are you on the line?
Yes, sir, I am here.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hill, for joining us this evening, Pastor Hill. It is great to have you here, especially this evening as we go into the Easter holiday. And so, Pastor Hill, can you please provide us our invocation?
Sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and pray. Father in heaven, we thank you for this opportunity to meet and gather. I do pray first in praise of you, God. Thank you for your creation. Thank you for even providing water, which is essential to life, God. Thank you for these board members and the people of this team who have been called by you to steward this incredible resource, not only for the betterment of those in the West Valley, but even across the globe, God, and even to honor your creation. I just pray for wisdom, pray for understanding as they make decisions, God, that they would leverage their position for the betterment, again, of everyone who lives in the area, as well as just being really great stewards of what you've given them, Father, because we know that the earth and everything in it is yours. And so we just want to honor you and acknowledge your presence as you go through this meeting, and that the decisions that are made, again, would be made wisely with some thought, God, and maybe even be able to honor you. We ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that blessing right there. Okay, next up is the roll call of the board members. Secretary Ashe.
Director Dr. Michael Taylor.
Present.
Director Fabian.
Here.
Director Dr. Cliffordson.
He's excused with an absence.
Okay. Vice President Kyle Crowder.
Present.
And President Kenny Hawkins.
Here. In body, may not be in mind, but in body at least. Okay, so next up is adopting the agenda. So moved. Okay. All right, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right. No discussion. Secretary Ashe, call for the vote.
Director Dr. Michael Taylor.
Yes.
Director Fabian.
Yes.
Vice President Kyle Crowder.
Yes.
And President Kenny Hawkins.
Yes. Okay. Next up is public participation. Mr. Faruqi.
Under the State of California Brown Act, the Board of Directors is prohibited from discussing or taking action on any items not listed on the posted agenda. Comments related to those public hearings and business matters will be heard during the occurrence of the item. In an effort to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and in accordance with the Governor's executive order and the order of the County of San Bernardino dated March 17, 2020, there will be no public location for attending this board meeting in person. Members of the public may listen and provide public comment via telephone by calling the following number and access code. Dial 888-475-4499. Access code is 807-977-6383. Or you may join the meeting using Zoom. The public comment may also be submitted via email to the Public Affairs Manager, Ms. Dean Faruqi, at nfaroqui@wbwd.org. The webinar will also be available for public viewing by visiting our website, wbd.org.
Good afternoon, President Hawkins, members of the board, members of the public. This is the public comment section of the meeting. If you are a member of the public and would like to provide public comment, now is the time to go ahead and unmute yourself. I'll give a few more seconds. If you have a public comment, now is the time to unmute yourself. That concludes public comment.
All right, thank you very much. Next up, we have a presentation, State of the SCADA and Infrastructure. All right.
Joe, before we get started, I can, let me just introduce this topic for a quick minute. Board members, staff, I had a robust discussion with the operations staff a few weeks ago. We had similar to an all-hands meeting, and we talked about some of the infrastructure and maintenance and things of that nature that's pertinent to address to the board. Hence, we have the presentation. As a result of that, we have the presentation tonight. So Joe will talk a little about the SCADA, state of the SCADA, and I will finish up with the infrastructure report that's before you.
All right, the SCADA, zones 1 through 8. All right, no? That's 2 through 8. There you go.
All right, this is just an awareness level presentation on SCADA in general, but also our SCADA system. SCADA is an acronym for Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition. Is it off? Yeah, okay. What is SCADA? It's basically an automation system that controls our wells, pumping stations, and treatment facilities. It consists of the HMI, which is the main server and master programming, and then the user interface for the system. The PLCs are the instruments at each of the sites that communicate with SCADA and allow us to control the facilities. And then there's a network of radios that make up the radio telemetry, and that's how the SCADA communicates. How does the district use SCADA? SCADA monitors, displays, and records reservoir levels. Send a text message to the operator on duty if the reservoir level is high or low. Also automatically starts and stops our pumping equipment when reservoir levels reach a pre-programmed set point. SCADA monitors numerous instruments in the distribution system as well, like chlorine and turbidity analyzers, does pressure, monitors pressure monitoring devices, and runs gas status alarms. It will also let an operator know if there's a problem with that. Current status of our SCADA, right now we have a proprietary system. The integrator that we use was Tesco. That system's been in place for about 25 years. The maintenance and upgrades and modifications have to be done by Tesco because it's a proprietary system. It's password protected by them. An upgrade of the SCADA system to an open source platform will benefit the district despite the capital cost. It can be done in stages, such as the SCADA upgrade being planned as part of the old Peter Romer treatment plan expansion. Proprietary or non-proprietary? The district currently uses a proprietary system, as I mentioned. It's costly to upgrade or modify, and that kind of work runs into extensive time delays because our integrator is the only integrator we can use, and sometimes they're just not that responsive. An open source platform allows the district to select integrators. With an open source system, we can use anybody. So it allows us to select integrators based on price, performance, and availability. An open source system also allows district and in-house staff to perform a lot of the maintenance and upgrades and modifications instead of having to rely on an integrator. So that would be a big savings to the district, and we now have the in-house talent. So. And that's basically it.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Ju, you have anything else to add?
SCADA really is an invaluable tool for the district. Kind of quick with smartphones. Once you have a smartphone, you don't need to go back to landline. It's still convenient to operate the system remotely, monitor what's going on remotely, and also it doesn't take away from being there in person to be in person. So a great tool. I think we're going in the right direction as far as going away from proprietary systems. So,
Okay.
to be pushing for the budget.
All right, great presentation, Joe. So my friend Cedric, I said hi. You know, he took me out there for a day in the life of seeing what the SCADA system is and how it works, and took me all the way up to the top of Lytle Creek that day. And we had a lot of fun, and so thank you. You and your staff do a great job, Joe. Thank you for all your work over the years to our district.
No, but how was the road up the hill that time? Was it in pretty good shape?
He knew how to handle it. That's all I knew. I was scared, but he knew how to handle
For
it.
the years, that can be a fun road to go.
But we had a good time. We had a good time.
Didn't you have some more, Ricky?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks, Joe. That was excellent. And to complement and supplement the SCADA system, I have developed a prioritization of a few projects as a result of our discussion with operations and engineering staff. And what I've done was put them into a little bit of a pamphlet here that talks a little about the projects, why is it a need, how is it benefiting the district, and how is it enhancing our workflow and also providing for our ratepayers. It also identifies some funding sources and when we can start and things of that nature. So we've identified a whole host of stuff which is on the board behind you, the whiteboard, but of that, we've selected about 7 projects that we felt is a need to have and get started right away. And it will really enhance our production, our employees' health and well-being, prepare us for the summer and the hot weather, and also provide for the additional the development that's going on in our service area. I am presenting this to the board for information. I would like action on it. I am requesting that the board provides me the authorization to proceed with these projects. However, I'm not seeking that tonight because I wanted you guys to take a look at it, and you can't take an action on a presentation. So for the next meeting, I will summarize this on a staff report requesting direction from the board.
Question for sure. Is this the item that you're bringing to the special meeting for the engineering committee? Because I sure would love to talk about this there.
No, we can bring this at the regular meeting. The special meeting, we have some other things that are critical that will take up a lot of time. That's why I didn't include this in that meeting.
And I'm not saying I don't disagree with some of your recommendations, but I think it would be good to discuss these at the committee as well.
No worries. And definitely we can do that. I think the next regular committee meeting is right before the next board meeting.
Okay.
So I will prepare my agenda. We'll talk about it in committee meeting, and if the committee decides not to proceed, then I can always pull it off the agenda.
Yeah, okay. Well, any other questions by the board members related to this presentation?
No, I
If
don't
there
have
aren't any
any.
other okay, Ms. Vice President Crowther? Okay. if
No,
you
I
don't
do
have any
not.
questions- I do want to say this, Mr. Mampahall, I appreciate you working with the staff. I see Joanne back there, Joe and others, to really put this together, where you identified some of the issues of concern and a pathway for us as an agency to truly understand and to give this to us in a format that is organized and gives us the ability to really understand the management team's pathway forward and your vision for the future, and that you did it in a timely fashion prior to us even being able to really take action. And I applaud that effort of transparency and communication. It is much appreciated, and a breath of fresh air. I'll leave it at that. All right, moving on to the next item on the agenda, the consent calendar. All right, do we have a motion for this consent calendar?
I'll make the motion.
Oh, the treasury report, I'm sorry. My bad.
The presentation from our treasurer.
This isn't a receiving file, or what?
It's just a quick 2-minute presentation.
Okay, all right, because usually a treasury report.
No, yeah, this is not the report, just to go through,
Okay,
to support my monthly report.
okay.
He wants to show off.
Yeah, is that?
Okay, so Ricky, is it okay to go ahead now? Everyone can see the treasurer's report on the screen, okay?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Okay, great. So as CLA, we review the treasurer's report on a monthly basis. We've been doing this for about the last 3 years. Just some things to kind of point out as highlights is that if you look in the February column where it's a grand total at the bottom, there's the district has about $65.5 million under its control. And so for comparison purposes, so you get a feel for it, where the district has come along, is a year ago, that balance was roughly about $61.2 million. And to make it a little more recent, the start of the fiscal year of this 2021 fiscal year, it was at $61,790,000. So, you know, the district through its investments, which you see under the state of California, the U.S. Bank, CalTrust pools, they have benefited from, you know, the economy, at least from the investment economy moving ahead. And so along with that, what you can see also is a trend where the district has shifted money out of its checking and savings account and trying to take advantage of the investments because they earn a higher interest rate and they can appreciate it at a much higher rate. And one demonstration of that is that the investment a year ago was roughly at $56 million. And today, if we just look at just the 4 line items that total the investment, it's close to about $64.5 million. So it's I think the district is doing a good job of managing its money and trying to maximize the return on, I don't want to say idle funds, but investment funds there for that. We reviewed a lot of the documents that the district maintains, and the investments are maintained within the district's policy of the investment policy. And then the investment policy tends to follow what the state of California requires for investment. And so the district has been in compliance with that. So the benefit of also the investment arising in this time period, a lot of it is unrealized gains, is that they now have more available cash, which is that $12.1 million amount that appears as operating cash. You have about $12.1 million just for cash available for daily operations. Comparing that to about a year ago, it was about $7.4 million. So that's a kind of a quick summary of where the Treasury report stands.
Thank you, Ted. I just wanted our treasurer to report out on this in a traditional format on a quarterly basis, so the board will have some substantial backing to the monthly report, and you're feeling comfortable and understand where we are financially and how our funds are being invested. Thank you very much, Ted.
All right, you're welcome. Take care, everyone.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Larson. All right, with that being said, moving on. Next item is the consent calendar.
Mr. President, I'll make the motion that we move items 1 through 3.
Okay. All right, seconded. Moved and seconded. Seeing no discussion, Secretary Ashe.
Director Dr. Michael Taylor,
Yes.
Director Greg Young,
Yes.
Vice President Kyle Crowder,
Yes.
and President Channing Condon.
Yes. All right, moving on. The next item. Oh, all right, no items on the business matter. Board members, any reports by the board members?
Real quick, Mr. President.
Mhm.
I would just first like to
wish everyone a happy and merry Easter weekend. And then I did want to also thank two staff members individually. As you know, for everybody, this last year has been particularly trying in many ways, and I know for me it's been a rather whirlwind of a year, especially with the change in my work schedule and changing responsibilities at the hospital, as you can imagine, with the COVID pandemic, and then also the fact that I have 4 senior citizens at home, 2 of which who are having major health issues too. And it's been rather difficult for me to make myself completely available for a whole weekend. So I had asked first Cynthia Britt to reach out to the Special Districts Association on my behalf to try to see if we can work out some alternative scheduling. And then I know I had to ask Mr. Nassim Baruchi to also interject on my behalf, and we had to work our way all the way to Ricky. So I want to thank all 3 of you for trying on 3 different occasions with the Special Districts Association on my behalf. I know they basically kind of said, too bad, you got to do it our way and on our timetable, which honestly I'm not very pleased with that kind of response 3 different times. But I did want to personally thank all 3 of you for attempting to try to find an alternative way for me to be able to complete those courses, and I'm just sorry that the Special District Association is not very accommodating these days. So thank you all for attempting on my behalf. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully things might change one of these days where I can make myself available, but it's rather hard when I have family obligations to give up the entire day. And like I said, they kind of like, you have to do it on our schedule at our time, which doesn't work for me very well. So thank you all 3 of you. I really do appreciate it. And again, to everyone, have a happy, merry Easter, and have a good night. Thank you.
Okay. Any other board members have something to report? If not, I do want to make a few comments. First and foremost, I want to make a few comments, if you don't mind. All right. First and foremost, I just want to wish all of our ratepayers, all of the community at large, and our staff a happy and hopefully an introspective Easter. We've all been under this COVID-19 for the last year. Hopefully you all, if you've decided to get your shot, so, you can gather with your loved ones and friends and everybody be safe. My family, we've all gotten ours, and all the grandparents are very delighted to actually have this Easter with their children. So their grandkids, well, I think they're delighted about the children. They're more delighted about the grandkids. I'll leave that alone for another day. And however, this opportunity to celebrate Easter, as you know, Easter is as much as about the family gatherings and folks coming together, but as much as it is about that, it is much more about our ruling, reigning, and returning Savior, Jesus Christ, and that, and that He is providing all of us the opportunity for redemption. And I want to make sure that is recognized and that we understand what we're really celebrating this Easter holiday. And so for everyone out there, I just want to wish you and your loved ones a great Easter holiday. Please stay safe. When it becomes your turn to get vaccinated, please get vaccinated. We're on the way. It looks like our county is currently in the red tier, dropped from the purple tier, so that has provided openings for our small businesses, particularly those in the retail, wholesale, and other hospitality-related businesses, to begin to have higher occupancy levels, and hopefully folks can return to work and get back to their businesses. It's looking like we have the momentum to get to orange tier, which will allow us to open up even more. Until that time, make sure you continue wearing your mask, make sure you continue to socially distance, make sure when you get a chance to get your shot, because you know what, I'm going to be honest, I'm ready for everything to get back open up, but I am. And, you know, I just don't want something to get in the way of all of us being able to do that, all of our kids being back in schools, even here in Rialto. I know we're still working on some stuff, but it takes all of us to work together and make this kind of sacrifice. And so thank you to each and every one of you. Have a safe and holy and happy Easter holiday. Mr. Manville.
Thank you, sir, and a happy Easter to yourself and family as well. I just wanted to add a few more things from the general manager's perspective. During this week, we've reached out and communicated to our federal lobbyists, and we, through him, worked with David Church and Associates to apply for congressional funding for several projects, and some of those are the ones that we've included in this listing here. We're also working with him to apply for some additional funding from Mr. Aguilar's district, which is next week. And we're waiting to get word on President Biden's funding package that was announced today. We definitely see some opportunities for funding, and we're not aggressively going to grab, unreasonable amount. We're approaching it with caution and also with manageable amount. And we're also showing them that we have some funding that we will be able to contribute to some of these programs, so it will enhance their ability to, spread the love, right? So from the GM's office and administration, thank Nassim and his staff for helping me with that. We definitely spent a lot of time putting together these packages, and we still have some more to continue doing. And we're hoping to seek obtain some additional approval for funding for these critical new projects. We're also working with the state on the state revolving fund portion of the Romer financing, and there are 6 packages. We're submitting the general package first, and then there's 5 more that follow. But the general package basically gives us a place in line. So this way, whenever we submit the completed packages, it doesn't begin at that point. And again, thanks to Linda and Van for assisting with that, and Corello, our consultants. Good night. Thank you again, and have a great Easter, everyone.
Thank you. All right. Mr. General Counsel, anything to report out?
Hello, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Yes, the board considered multiple items in closed session. The board did take final action, and therefore there are reportable actions. The board voted 5-0 to amend Ricky Manville's contract to add an additional 5% for the additional 5% pay increase for the additional duties he's taking on as our interim general manager. And again, that vote was 5-0. The second reportable action is the board voted 3 in favor, 0 against, and 2 abstentions to reimburse Dr. Clifford Young $5,000 pursuant to his request for reimbursement of legal fees. And that was Director Michael Taylor in favor, Vice President Kyle Crowther in favor, Director Greg Young in favor, Dr. Clifford Young abstained, and President Channing Hawkins abstained. And again, that vote was 3 in favor, 0 against, 2 abstentions. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Okay, with that being said, everybody get home safe.